To the world, she was a keeper of stories. In secret, she was the creator of one. And a determined journalist was about to turn her two worlds into one. Eleanor Vance lived a life measured in Dewey Decimal Points and the soft rustle of turning pages. As the head librarian at the Oakwood City Library, her days were a quiet symphony of order and knowledge. She was a fixture, as reliable and unassuming as the sturdy oak shelves that lined the halls. Her colleagues knew her as kind, meticulous, and perhaps a little shy. Patrons saw her as a gentle guide through the labyrinth of literature. No one saw the firestorm of imagination that raged within her. Because after the library doors were locked and the last book was shelved, Eleanor became someone else entirely. In the solitude of her small, book-filled apartment, she was Viridian, the enigmatic author behind a string of internationally best-selling thrillers. Viridian's novels were anything but quiet. They were explosive, intricate puzzles of suspense and intrigue that had captivated millions. Viridian was a literary superstar, a phantom whose true identity was the publishing world's most fiercely guarded secret. This secret was Eleanor's sanctuary. Her anonymity allowed her to observe the world from the quiet sidelines, gathering details for her next plot twist. It was a perfect balance. The calm, predictable librarian by day, the mastermind of fictional chaos by night. Her publisher, a shrewd woman named Ms. Albright, was thrilled with the sales but increasingly frustrated by the mystique. "The market is hungry for you, Viridian," she'd say over their encrypted calls. "A reveal would triple your sales. Think of the talk shows, the interviews." But Eleanor always refused. Fame was a cage she had no desire to enter. Her peaceful life was too precious. That peaceful life was about to be threatened by Leo Maxwell. Leo was a charismatic, relentlessly curious journalist for the Daily Chronicle. He had a reputation for breaking the stories no one else could, for seeing the patterns others missed. And his latest obsession was unmasking Viridian. He saw it as the ultimate challenge, a puzzle worthy of the very author he was investigating. Leo's investigation started small. He analyzed Viridian's prose, looking for linguistic tics and regional dialects. He cross-referenced the settings in her novels with real-world locations, searching for a geographical anchor. He noticed a peculiar fondness for obscure historical facts, the kind you wouldn't find on a quick internet search, the kind you might find buried deep in the archives of a well-stocked library. Meanwhile, Eleanor was at her desk, sketching out the plot for her next novel. It was a story about a double life, about secrets and the cost of keeping them. Life imitating art. A shiver ran down her spine as she wrote. The pressure was mounting. Ms. Albright was calling more frequently, her tone more demanding. "The public is getting restless, Viridian. They want to know who you are. If you don't control the narrative, someone else will." Eleanor felt the walls closing in. At the library, she started seeing shadows where there were none. Every patron who lingered too long, every question that seemed a bit too personal, sent a jolt of anxiety through her. Was he here? Was he watching? She started double-checking the locks on her apartment door, clearing her browser history obsessively. The quiet joy she found in writing was being replaced by a gnawing fear. The two halves of her life were beginning to bleed into one another, creating a mess she couldn't control. Leo's breakthrough came from an unlikely source, a dedication in Viridian's first novel. It read, "For the one who taught me the magic of the silent halls." It was sentimental, almost throwaway. But to Leo, it was a blazing clue. Silent halls. He started his search at the country's most prominent libraries, but hit dead ends. So he thought smaller. Viridian's early work was less polished, more provincial. He began researching mid-sized city libraries, cross-referencing them with lists of long-serving staff. His search eventually led him to a digital photo from an Oakwood City Library newsletter dated 10 years ago. It was a staff photo, and there, in the back row, was a younger Eleanor Vance. It was her eyes that caught his attention. They held a spark, a depth that seemed out of place in the faded, mundane photo. He had a hunch, a powerful one. He flew to Oakwood, a city as unassuming as the librarian he suspected. He didn't rush in. He observed. He spent a week in the library, watching Eleanor from a distance. He saw the way she handled the old books, the quiet authority with which she moved through the stacks. He noticed her discreetly taking notes in a small, leather-bound journal. He listened to her recommend an obscure history book to a student, the same book that was referenced in Viridian's latest thriller. The pieces were locking into place. The pressure from Ms. Albright reached a fever pitch. Leo Maxwell is sniffing around Eleanor. He's in Oakwood. He knows. We have to get ahead of this. We announce your identity tomorrow. It's the only way. Eleanor felt a wave of nausea. No, this wasn't how her story was supposed to be told. She wouldn't be a puppet for her publisher or a headline for a journalist. The librarian in her, the keeper of stories, decided it was time to write her own ending. She refused Ms. Albright's demand, hung up the phone, and took a deep breath. She would face him on her own terms, in her own domain. The library was hosting its annual literary night, an event Eleanor usually coordinated with quiet efficiency. But tonight, the air was thick with tension. She could feel him before she saw him. Leo Maxwell moved through the crowd with an easy confidence that set her teeth on edge. He wasn't looking at the guest author or the refreshment table. He was looking at her. He approached her near a display of rare first editions. He was handsome, with a disarming smile that didn't quite reach his sharp, intelligent eyes. "Eleanor Vance," he said, his voice smooth and low. "I'm Leo Maxwell." Eleanor's heart hammered against her ribs, but she kept her expression calm, her voice steady. "Mr. Maxwell, welcome to our library. Can I help you find something?" His smile widened. He reached into his leather satchel and pulled out a stack of papers. It was a draft manuscript. Her manuscript, the one she was currently writing. And on the edges, in her own distinct handwriting, were scribbled notes, plot changes, and character ideas. He held it up, the pages illuminated by the soft library light. Her two worlds, her secret life and her public one, had just collided in his hands. He looked directly into her eyes, the hunter cornering his prey. "Care to comment? What happens next? Does she confess? Does she run?" The story is far from over. If you want to find out how Eleanor handles this crisis, make sure you like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss the next chapter. Thanks for watching.